So now after having the backbone handler to load all students, we'll create the interface and populate those students into this table. So in this one, we'll design a form with one label for the search, then a text field for the keyword or search button to search, then a JTable over here to store the data, and a button to delete. So if you select a student here and you would like to delete, you'll be able to do so here. But this time we'll focus on loading the student to this table and searching by now. So we will get back to the code. This one is view students form, and we're going to create the tables. So we'll have swing control, take a table, drag it in. Okay, then we'll move this down a bit, move this to the right a bit, move this one up a bit. Then we're going to create a label somewhere. This one up here, and just right click on this one, say search. We don't need to rename that. For the text field, where is the text field? Text field here, and we'll right click on this one, edit text, remove that, and we're going to resize it a bit, and we'll add a button here and right click on that, say search. Create another button here and right click on that, say delete. We'll do it later. But now the form will we don't need to rename this because we don't use it. Right click on this, change variable name into txt keyword to store the keyword. This one I need to edit text, which is to search, enter, right click, change variable name, button, search, right click, change variable name. This one will be tbl for table students. Okay, so the form is pretty it. Now the next one is that we need to load the data to this. We'll load the data to this. So we'll click on source, and again the table also follow the MVC model view and controller. So we'll work on that too. So we'll need to create a table model for it. So I will create a private void populate students, and for this function first we'll need to get a string keyword equal to txt keyword dot get string get text, sorry. Okay, so we have the keyword. The next one is, for this one I will use the student handler for updates, views, and delete. So I will need to create one object for it, so to avoid having to create and destroy for multiple times. So I'll create student handler. Okay, student handler equal to new student handler here, and I will put it into private so to make sure it's safe there. Next, after having the keyword, I'm gonna have the list of students. List enter from Java util students, say students equal to student handler that I coded last time to load all students using the given keyword. Okay, and for this I need to import the student. Click on this one, import student from business object. Now the next one should be we should be able to create a MVC, so we need to use table model. So we'll use default table model. Okay, this one will say table model equal to new default table model. Okay, and for this one I would need to override a method for here, and I need to add in so I'll add in string columns equal to new strings, and I will add in first is student ID, then student name, student address, cohort ID, and the last star ID, last modifier star ID. So this one will be set of columns. I need to be able to pass in that list of columns for my table. The next one is I would like to, this is a special code. You will know about this later, but I just want to add, I think I'll just do it later. Just do it later. Okay, I was thinking that we'll do it now here, but it may make my video longer, so I will stop it there. So default table motor, I'll see the code over here. Default table motor, let me see, what do I have there? What does it mean there? Okay, it's asked me to indicate the number of rows too, and I don't have any, so I'll say 0 by now. Then we'll see table dot set motor. Oh, table motor dot set. What is that? Table motor. Oh, table. Sorry, TBL. Table students. This one is to set motor. Yeah, which is the table motor there. But before that, I need to loop through all of the students over here and add each row to the table. So for this one, we're going to have students dot for each students. I'm going to use lambda operators over here. For each of the students, we need to convert students into a row and edit. But a row going to accept a vector. Let's say you have table motor dot add row. When we add row, we need to add arrays of value or a vector. So it's either we're going to create array of objects or we'll create a vector. So I will create this method inside students, and it's gonna be a vector then. So for this, I'm going to do that in here. So just shorten my code. So I'll get to student, and I'm going to create a method which is public vector, and we'll do the vector over here of anything. So I'll say get row, and I actually return new, what was this, say vector equal to new vector. Okay, then we're going to have vec dot adds. I'm gonna add the this dot sid. Oops, not as address, sid. Then I'm going to add the next one for the name, their address, their cohort, and the stuff. Student name, student address, cohort ID, and the staff ID. And I'm gonna return that back. Okay, so this method will convert the student object, student information into a row by putting it into a vector and return it. So later, when we get back to the form view students, we take the table motor add, and I'll take that student dot get row. Okay, so I should be able to have that row here. Now I will try every time when we load, we'll just populate students. So if we run this one by now, let's see. Okay, so we'll try to view the students and see it's already loaded. The student's information is here, already loaded. So I have ID, okay, name, address, cohort ID, and staff ID. If you would like to search for, let's say the student with video, then video, it has video and there, click on search. It doesn't work yet because I didn't do that function yet, but it should work. So we'll perform that by now. So now we'll go to design it. The form looks a bit like that. We'll move it in a bit. Oops, this one in a bit. And if we perform the search by now, just click on this one. We'll just repopulate the data. So populate students, because it's gonna take the keyword and perform that. We'll do this one now. Okay, we'll do the manage. We'll do the view students. We have the 2 students there. Now we want to try to perform the search. So with video inside there, we'll click on the search. Then it's search for only video students. Okay, video students. So the search is done, the load is done. If you don't put any keyword, it means like it search like everything. So if you search, it's going to give you everything back. Okay, so I will rearrange this form a bit. It looks not very catchy. So I will do this. So they're gonna stay next to one another. Okay. So the next one should be deleting students. Okay, by selecting this, and we will perform the delete.